So Activision and Call of Duty want to be social justice warriors over on Twitter. That's fine, there's nothing wrong with being a good person. However, there is an issue I have when you're not so perfect yourself. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, basically Nickmercs came out, made a statement like, hey, leave the kids out of this. Let's just, go to school and learn like math and stuff instead of where you should put your, genitals or something like that. Which that then got twisted into, well, Nickmercs hates the LGBTQ, and I don't know how that happened, but it did. Which then caused Nickmercs to come out and say, yeah, I don't apologize for what I say, that's a decision me and my wife should be able to make when we parent our children. And a lot of people didn't like that, so Activision ended up removing his skin out of their game in Call of Duty. To which Nickmercs followed up by basically saying, I have nothing but love for all of you. So that's pretty much the whole gist of the story. Now, here's the thing, alright? Call of Duty, they are trying to make themselves look good. I promise you, they do not care about minorities, gay people, LGBTQ. They don't care. They're just trying to make it look like they care. Some of you may disagree with that statement right now, but don't worry, I went out, I did the digging, I got the research, and I'm here to prove to you guys today that Activision does not care about you, they do not care about me, they don't give a crap about anyone except for the people who spend money in their games. And you guys see the title of the video. I'm essentially going to be bringing up all the dirt I can find on a company, and if I did actually bring up all of it, we'd be here for several hours, so I'm going to try and condense it into a 10-minute or less video here. So let's go ahead and start off with my personal favorite here. Some of you may actually recognize this if you're a bit of an OG in the scene. This video is narrated by some guy who is in the MLB, and he is, standing up for the cause, fight against grenade spam. I know that might sound like a normal sentence to most people, but if you really kind of dissect it, aka you take the first letter of each word there, you'll get a nice little acronym, something that Infinity Ward thought was funny. Which it's actually crazy because even back in 2009, everyone likes to make the jokes of you would have never survived in an MW2 lobby. Apparently they received enough backlash to where they removed this video, but it is not removed from the internet. And I know a lot of people are going to try and bring up the argument of, well, DrGlock, that was so long ago, like it was acceptable back then. People get canceled for stuff they did 20 years ago all the time, okay? And I'm not saying we should cancel Activision or Call of Duty, I'm just saying they are not perfect. Anyways, let's look at something a little bit more relevant. It is Pride Month here. I am recording this video on June 10th, and if we take a look at Call of Duty's Twitter account, no rainbows at all. To which some of you might bring up the argument, well, maybe they just want to keep the main account clean and they support it on all the other ones, you know what I'm saying? So let's look at Infinity Ward. Oh, wait, they don't have rainbows either and it's still June. In fact, if you go through their entire following list, you will see only one studio that is supporting the LGBTQ during the month of June, and that is Raven Software. Why would that be? Why would only Raven, out of all of Call of Duty's, developer studios, because they have a lot, why would Infinity Ward, why would Call of Duty, why would Activision or Battle.net? No one shows their appreciation this year, but they have every other year for some reason. Interesting. Anyways, let's move on to the next subject here, and this is not necessarily a horrible thing, it's just a harmless joke, really, but they're joking about putting fingers in your ass, alright? Like, look at this screenshot right here. So here's the thing, to most of us, this is not offensive at all. In fact, it's actually quite humorous. But also, if you make a tweet saying, leave children alone, and you get offended by that, I'm not going to get into the details. I thought about it, but then I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? Listen, use your imagination, but if a tweet offends you saying leave little children alone, I would hope that this offends you as well. So now, let's say you still hate me, you're still putting a dislike on the video, and you think the claims I'm bringing up are just a bunch of bullshit. You know, it's just like harmless little jokes. Well, here's the thing. That's where that road ends, pal, okay? Now we're getting into the stuff where this is actual, like, legal cases filed against Activision or Call of Duty because they are physically causing harm to other individuals. Many of you may know this first one as the Cube Crawl, where it was kind of seen as like a frat bro culture in which they would kind of force women to get down on their hands and knees and walk around the cubicles, or, crawl around the cubicles while these old, out-of-shape men slap their rear ends. Oh yeah, and the guys would get super drunk right before it all went down, so, that always helps the situation, right? Again, interesting that a company that cares so much about, minorities, LGBTQ, and especially women, that this is how they treat them in the workplace. Interesting. So that's pretty messed up, right? I mean, no one deserves that, but the next one is really horrific in my opinion. Basically, it was a 32-year-old woman who worked at Activision, and she was bullied bad enough at work to the point of committing suicide. And rather than people mourning the loss of one of their co-workers, they were passing around her nudes in the workplace. I mean, really, what the hell is going on over there? Do these people really care about these individuals? How about that one time in history when Call of Duty thought it would be funny to change their profile picture and their name, not the actual handle on Twitter, but just the title name, and make a bunch of fake tweets that there is a attack going on? I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get demonetized here, but I think you guys can put two and two together here. They were essentially tweeting out, there is someone attacking people in this location. Then, martial law has been declared in this city. And last but not least, I don't have any actual proof of this, but it did seem to kind of go viral on Twitter this morning. And that was the fact that over here, when we play Call of Duty, Infinity Ward has chosen to include pride flags and transgender flags and all sorts of items that, kind of supports these groups. But over in the Middle East, they don't exist. They're not a thing in Call of Duty. If you don't know, over on the eastern side of the world, things are a little bit different. You don't have the option to be LGBTQ out there, okay? I'm not going to get too far into it, but just know you don't have an option. It is unacceptable over there in that part of the world. Why would Call of Duty not push their agenda on those people? Those are the ones who really need it the most, because let's be honest here, and I'm speaking for a very large group of the population when I say this, I think most of us do not care. If you want to be gay, if you want to do whatever you want to do in the bedroom, go do it. I don't give a rat's ass. As long as you're not bothering me or hurting other individuals, I don't care what you do. We just don't want this stuff forced in our face, or at least forced in children's faces. Like when I went to school as a child, I was there to learn how to do the Pythagorean theorem, not to learn where to put my dong. So with that being said, I think the place that you need to spread this message the most would be in other parts of the world where, if you're caught being gay, bad things happen, bro. Bad things. And those are the people you need to be targeting. Anyways, that's all the evidence I have for this video lined up. I'm not going to do another one because, again, the end goal of this video here today, guys, is not to cancel Activision. I don't like canceling people over some political bullshit, all right? Because here's the thing, we all have opinions and we should all be entitled to our own opinions. And just because I may not agree with you doesn't mean I think you deserve to lose everything you've worked for. It just doesn't. However, one thing I would like to encourage here, I've seen a lot of videos surrounding the whole Nickmercs situation here, and a lot of people are not willing to take a side, and that's fine. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying a lot of you can tell you want to say something, but you're afraid of being canceled. So to that, I would challenge you to grow a pair of fucking balls and actually speak your mind. Anyways, guys, just remember the whole point of this video is that Activision is trying to make themselves look so good, so innocent, so supportive of all these different people, and in reality, they don't care. They don't give a shit. They just want your money. That's it. Anyways, if you guys are new here, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video if you all enjoyed it today. I will catch you all next time. Have a great rest of your day. Later.